Welcome. My name is Dr. Lisa Wilcox, and welcome to your self-care tutorial video on how to release your adductors using a foam roll. So for this release, you do not need one of these big long foam rolls. You can definitely use a much shorter one, but I tend to suggest the ones that are smooth. I don't love the big knobby ones for myofascial release because that can put a little too much pressure up into sensitive areas. So this is what I would prefer, one of these smoother ones. It can be a lot of different colors. The pink, I believe it's the pink, might be a little too soft, but most of the other colors should do really well for this release. So the adductors are the inner thigh muscles that run from your groin down to the middle of your knee. They are used for so much stuff throughout our entire day, walking, standing. They balance a lot of different things. They help with posture. They are workhorses and they do a lot. But it's funny because most of my patients don't come into me and say, hey, can you work on my adductors? They're really tight. A lot of people have no idea until you poke on them and then you're like, oh my gosh, those are tight and tender. They can, like, to tell you the truth, I have a couple spots in here where I feel like when I poke, it's almost like a hot poker going in because it can be that tight. So adductors are super important to release for all kinds of things. I mean, tightness in this muscle can affect your low back, definitely your pelvic floor because it is attached up into the pubic area where a lot of the other pelvic floor muscles attach. It can affect you all the way down your leg. This can be part of the cause of sciatica. I mean, a lot of people think that releasing the back, releasing the glutes, releasing other things, the hamstrings, might be the thing for sciatica, but you never know. These little adductors sit in here, and like I said, they don't often tell us that they need some release, but they can be involved in a lot of different imbalances and things throughout our body if they are tight. So please join me on the mat and we are going to go over how to release with a foam roll. All right, welcome down to the floor. So I am on a yoga mat and I've got my foam roll here and we are going to be working on releasing these inner thigh muscles. So as always, this is not a substitute for actually seeing your myofascial release therapist for this release because believe me, having someone else's hands doing the work and like following your body, they can really follow your body and know exactly where your body is having the tension and where it needs to release. But this is great for in between your sessions with your myofascial release therapist and for doing self-care at home. So, I've got my foam roll here. What I'm going to do is lay down. I have a bolster, my yoga bolster that I like to use for this, but you can have a pillow, just something to get you into a comfortable position because you're going to be here a while. So lay your leg over the foam roll and then you can kind of shift your body forward and back. So this muscle, like I said, goes all the way from your pubic bone, which is right up in your groin, all the way down to the inside of your knee. Now, we're not going to be like right on our knee. That will not feel good. There's actually a big bursa right there, which is a part of our body that can get irritated pretty easily. So don't go right onto your knee or ever right onto bone with this. But you can be really close to it if that's an area where you're like, oh yeah, I need that area released. But as you're rolling, for me, that's a good area. That's where I would stay. But you can kind of roll all the way up. You can move it so that you're getting kind of like way up into that groin area. And that can often be really, really tender for people as well. Or it might be anywhere along that whole line of muscle. So once you've found the area that you're like, ooh, yeah, that's a good spot. It's hard, it's tender, it just feels really tight. That's where you're going to stay. So with myofascial release, I always recommend that people stay in the release position for at least 5 minutes. Obviously, if your body is extremely uncomfortable or if you're having a lot of pain, please don't do that. But listen to your body and try to stay in the position for at least 5 minutes if it's feeling like it's a therapeutic release, and then see where your body goes from there. Often people, like I said, have no idea this is tight, and once you release it and you stand up, you're like, oh my gosh, that feels so different. So I highly recommend this release and to do it consistently, because those muscles have a lot that they tend to hold in there, and so just doing one release every once in a while isn't really going to get it. I would suggest consistency with this. And so just like I said, 5 minutes, listen to your body. You are the only one who knows how you feel, so let it lead you. If you need to shift around a little bit during the release, that's totally fine. You don't have to stay right at that same spot, but we also don't want you just sitting here rolling the whole time. Myofascial release is much more about the static, prolonged holds, getting into those tissues and really allowing them to like melt over the foam roll. So if you feel any other sensations while you're doing this release in any other parts of your body, that is likely your body saying, hey, I would really benefit from some form of release in this other area too. So look in my library, find the video for that area of your body. If you don't happen to see a video for the area that you're having a sensation in, please comment below and let me know, and I will try to make a video for you as soon as I can. So I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day after this and feel a lot of blood flow and amazing mobility in your adductors.